of Britain's most important dockyards for 400 years. But in addition to its rich maritime history, ghostly tales abound of apparitions and murderous intrigue.
With all that in mind, we just had to come and investigate Chatham Dockyard.
Royal naval ships were being built and repaired at Chatham Dockyards as far back as the reign of Henry VIII. Chatham's naval past is a proud one, and it was here that HMS Victory, Nelson's famous flagship at the Battle of Trafalgar, was built. But tragedy did strike the dockyard in 1667, when the Dutch fleet attacked the harbour, destroying numerous ships and appropriating the Navy's flagship, Royal Charles. Throughout its history, the dockyard was at the forefront of modernisation in the shipbuilding industry and expanding its skills to producing submarines in the 20th century. Although the dockyard ceased operation in 1984, its tales of ghostly hauntings have continued to this day. And so the most haunted team had been called in to investigate.
Along this passageway behind me, a young boy was murdered and decapitated. Ever since then, his headless ghost has been seen wandering endlessly. 2 dueling cavaliers have been seen fighting a bloody battle at this very spot. Many strange occurrences have happened here at the joiner's workshop. Horses' hooves have been heard outside, people have been dragged off their chairs inside, and a dark shadow walks towards people that stand in its way.
We have a very different site here. We have the historic dockyards at Chatham, and there isn't one haunted location. There are many haunted locations around the place. Starting where I'm sitting now in the Commissioner's house, the hub of the whole place. The Port Admiral lived here, and there are many ghostly sightings here. There's the ghost of a grey lady that wanders the staircase and along the landing. There's the ghost of a man that we believe to be one of the commissioners that was responsible for the worst defeat the British Navy has ever known, Peter Pett. He was never forgiven, was thrown in the Tower, and they believe that his ghost still haunts this place to this day.
This room was used to make the ship's flags and sails, and many machinists that worked here often reported seeing a woman wearing a long flowing dress accompanied by the strong smell of lavender. They would also report being touched on the shoulder whilst they were working, and many staff members absolutely refused to enter this room on their own.
Behind the Commissioner's house is the sail and colour loft. There is a ghost of a lady, another grey lady, and she's a strange one. She's dressed in good clothes. They believe that she is possibly one of the overseers in that building. But the amazing thing about her is that she's got no feet. She actually appears to be hovering. And I believe she could well be the ghost that's responsible for pushing and bullying, if you like, the machinists in the sail and colour loft.
Now, we've been doing ghost walks around the dockyard now for about 4 years, and we've experienced strange apparitions. People who in the group have said they've seen people as we've been talking. In this house itself, I've been involved in 2 ghost watches, and we know that we have the presence of a woman who's affectionately known as Mary, who took her own life in the house, and she's come to me on numerous occasions. I'm always aware of her presence.
Most of the hauntings, to be quite honest with you, around here are not malevolent, benign ghosts, if you like, ghosts that possibly are quite happy to be around here. But in the joiner's shop, it's a different situation. There are dark, evil shadows that are seen wandering around, and people get this horrible feeling of foreboding when they're in there. In other words, whatever haunts that building doesn't want them to be there.
I've actually been pushed over. I've been rocked backwards and forwards as well, which is quite strange. The most common thing that happens is the cold spots though. You manage to walk into a room, you'll feel the temperature drop dramatically, which is quite strange.
The Commissioner's house is the most haunted place in the dockyard. It's said that a young girl hung herself from these back stairs when she found out her lover had been killed during battle. Since then, her spirit is said to roam this upper floor, just waiting for her lover to return. Women's screams and cries have been heard, and also dark shapes have been seen. So, is this place haunted? We have 24 hours to find out.
I think tonight's the most likely place, if anything is going to be present, it will be here inside Commissioner's house, because this is where everything has been experienced over the years, and not just recently. It's going back to the 1800s that people have been aware of a woman in the house looking out of the window.
Now, Phil, this is a very, very interesting place because we've got so many different areas and supposedly all haunted.
Supposedly, yes. Outside, there's an area near a building called the Ropery. Now, rumour has it that there's a headless drummer boy that's been seen there. In tragic circumstances, he was murdered, beheaded, and is apparently seen walking down there at night.
Where else do you think is very, very active?
Well, outside there's a place called the Joiner's Workshop. Now, upstairs in one of the back corners, there's a dark presence being seen. Be very careful if anybody goes there on their own, though, because it comes towards you.
You're smiling as you're saying this.
Yeah, I think it's a bit of an adrenaline rush. I'm excited to do these vigils tonight. I want to get on with it.
Would you say that this is an incredibly active place?
Well, going through my research notes and speaking to people recently, I would say yes, it is a very active place. We stand a good chance of catching something on camera today.
With such a colourful history and so many ghost stories, we were all intrigued to know what might happen on the investigation. During the day, there was a chilling wind, but as darkness fell, this intensified, rattling windows and door frames and creating a truly oppressive atmosphere. With the arrival of medium Derek Akora, the team was complete and we were ready to explore this foreboding dockyard.
I'm aware of, at times, a woman's energies. And it's not just her, but at this moment I'm picking up on the residual. A woman's energies moving between these two rooms. And this woman, come on Sam, you give that back to me again. This woman, if we can, I know it might sound awkward, if we go into that next room, I'll pick up the energy stronger, I feel. Yes. Now, it's even more evident in this atmosphere here in this room, because it's like the psychic antenna, so to speak, is activated here in this energy. So she would spend a lot more time in this room, but she moves about. She doesn't come through the doors. When she just through the wall. And this woman, her attitude, her personality, very bossy. And she was used to, I feel, it's only a feeling at the moment, because she is not active here in this room yet.
Yeah.
But I know she moves about this house, absolutely. This
Is she
place.
here all the time? Is she grounded?
She is.
Right.
Yeah, she's not just in visitation.
Why is she grounded?
I feel it's not a bad person, by the way. A good person, a person who liked discipline. Person, because I feel as if I'm all discipline, that's her energy doing this to me. And it's like I'm looking at the crew here and saying, hey, now come on, you do this and you do that. So she was like, I don't know to say, a boss or a forewoman, supervisor. She was over people. And this lady left the physical body from here as recent as 1955, 56.
Oh, right.
19,
As recent as
yes. And what I do know, before we go any further, she's absolutely, since being in the spirit body, she's come across other energies in this place. And she's absolutely, it's abhorrent to her. It's abhorrent.
Are you able to give us a description of what she looks like at the moment?
Not until I actually get the link with her, but I will.
Where do you want to go now then? If you feel that would help to sort of
Yes,
build
okay.
up.
I would like to go higher up
Yeah?
than here.
Okay, let's
Absolutely,
go through that
yes,
room.
please.
Derek had quickly picked up on the presence of a female spirit at the Commissioner's house, but it seemed there was a lot more waiting for us on the upper levels. Derek had been drawn to the attic rooms of the Commissioner's house, sensing both positive and negative entities there.
We've got, most definitely, there's a lot of different stuff up here, but I'm trying to hone in on this. We've got an individual, a male, who, the only way I can say, spiritually stalks this upper level. I feel he's responsible for a lot of things that might be noticed up here. Audibles, screeches, screams, sounds of dragging across the floorboards. But there's also, that's just him. I know, thank you Sam, bless you, you helped me with this, thank you. He would have helped a female who also is on this level.
Not nice. She's not nice either.
Not nice, the two of them.
Oh, right.
Right. One would, thank you, Sam, that's very clear to me. One would move about, and it is the female, not the male, the female would come, she's gutless. She would show herself if people were up here. She'd want to startle people, but she'd be like a shadowy figure. And it's like floating across through it. He's more brazen. He's more, if he's going to be doing something, he would, well, you know, poltergeist, he'd throw things. He'd just pick them up with anger, throw them, and, you know, make a noise like a terrible clatter. And he'd do that to frighten people.
Well, you and Stuart have.
Yeah, I was going to say, it's funny you should mention that, because we were on the floor just below us.
Yeah.
And Stuart and myself were discussing where we were going to set the cameras. And what looked like a metal door handle or wardrobe handle landed about 5 inches away from our feet. We've got no idea where it came from. We were the only people there at the time.
Yeah.
And it was like total shock. It was like, weird. And the only thing that we could match it to when we tried to sort of reproduce the noise that it made was it was rolled across the floor rather than dropped.
Yes.
And it's
Very
a bit strange.
peculiar.
Well, this is the activities that he and she would get up to. She's a nasty one. She has been responsible. That's why she's in torment here.
What has she done? How did she pass over?
She wasn't murdered. I feel she passed over from some kind of health condition. But what she did up to the time, she was responsible. She was like, okay. I know for a fact that she was responsible, as we move around here, for hurting children, hurting them, chastising them, beating them, and it's just horrible, despicable. And a number, I feel, of children would have lost their lives here on this level.
So, like a governess sort of person?
Given the responsibility of these children, leaving these children in the so-called safety in the confines of this person, and when it's like the parents being not here, away, she did all these despicable. But this male was like alongside her as well.
Was he in service as well?
Yes, I can't pick up exactly his role yet, but I know a name.
Go on then.
Because I got this earlier on this level. Most definitely, I got the first name, Leonard.
Leonard.
Leonard, without a doubt. Not surname, first name.
Right.
Leonard.
What kind of time period would this have been?
Oh gosh. I feel it's probably.
Did you hear that?
Sorry, Derek.
Did you hear a noise?
There's a noise coming from out there. Unless it's, of course.
Richard, did you just move? What did you hear?
It was like a clicking noise. It seemed to come from that sort of area there by the stairway.
To be honest with you, it gave the impression that it was actually in here with us.
Yeah,
I mean, I was leaning on that. We were all three motionless, and it was like click.
I thought that click noise came from behind Derek, that area over there, to be honest. But
You mentioned also that, you know, children would have been murdered here by this woman.
And some a lot hurt as well.
Right. Are there any energies of children here or not? Or have they just all gone?
No, the children are here. Yes, the ones who were treated terribly. I just mentally count maybe 6 or 7 individual children. And they, again, they're not poltergeist heavy, but they, in their activity around here, would make things, a lot of audible noises.
Yeah.
And also, you know, the running, and also little screeching, even doors like this, going through the doors. They would do all this, and I feel this does happen up here. It's all around me.
So this is an active place?
Absolutely.
Really?
Yeah. It's active with goodness, meaning the children,
Yeah.
the souls, but also very active with two not nice souls,
Okay.
but that man and the woman. Leonard is his name. I hope we can expand on that.
In addition to some unsavoury spirits that Derek had picked up on, we had all heard a strange noise in the attic. This was also the room we'd asked guest medium psychic artist Brian Shepherd to investigate earlier in the day. Had he felt the presence of the same entities?
Initially, I picked up a female presence over at the cupboard and then at the window, just looking out of the window. And this girl seemed to dive back and forwards, if you like, between the cupboards. She seemed to be taking blankets from the cupboard. And then, you know, without blankets, she'd be at the window. And she was holding something, offering something up. I thought it might be a sheet or something like that, but eventually it appeared to be a piece of rope.
Could this be the woman rumoured to have killed herself in the Commissioner's house? Or was it the same female spirit Derek said he'd picked up on earlier?
And then another stronger presence, a male presence, a naval man who seemed to be full of, remorse for something. He let his family down and also his country. We're talking about someone of high ranking, a commissioner. Something happened a long, long time ago. I mean, we're talking 17th century. And something that, in actual fact, it seems, that he apparently paid a price for. Name comes through as Peter. Peter. Image came through very strongly. More than that, I'm unsure. Some tragedy, something went very wrong.
A man named Peter Pett was the commissioner at Chatham Dockyards in the 17th century and could certainly have been remorseful, as it was during his period in office that the Dutch carried out their daring attack on the dock. It is also worth noting that Pett is one of the Dockyards' most famous historical characters. Derek was ready to resume his walk around, so we switched to night vision cameras and made our way to the joiner's workshop.
I don't like this.
Again, we've got this foreboding feeling even in this building here now. I recognised the moment that door was opened.
Yeah.
And I feel again different from the energies we've just come from now. I get a nuisance spirit person.
Right.
Yeah, a nuisance. To me, I feel it was a person, a male that actually was here in the physical, and he's causing, the only way I can put it in this atmosphere at times, again, poltergeistal activity,
Okay.
and it's nasty. You hear it?
Fuck.
You hear him?
Who's out here?
You sure it's not the wind blew that?
No.
The first knocking that we heard was the doors vibrating in the wind.
Yeah.
But the bang we heard over there was not the wind. There's nothing to bang over there. They're all sealed.
Oh, God, sorry. Oh,
Okay.
I'm getting a bit...
There's energies afoot here that are not wanting us to be here. That's for certain.
That's still that
That's
door,
the wind,
isn't it?
that's the wind. I don't like
You don't like the feeling, do you? Because, you know, it's real. And this, you know, I feel
I didn't
they're
like
going-
it in the daytime.
Did you not?
No, I didn't.
Well, this is my first time in, and it's, ooh. Oh. He's the one.
Who? What?
Oh.
You all right?
Yes, okay. It's homing in on me like a...
Who is? Who's honing in on you?
this soldier.
Soldier?
Yeah. He's in uniform.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, don't. To me? Don't.
You all right, Derek? You all right?
Yes,
Yeah.
it's time to come in. It's
All
time.
right, well, tell him to get off. Back him off. That's it. Go on, you're all right. You're all right.
Okay.
Yeah?
There's a bad one, this.
Yeah.
He's come rushing in here. He doesn't belong in here. This is another one. This is a bad one on this level. And he spends a lot of time in cover-up. I knew he was covering up. He's covering up. He killed his uniform. He's killed a person. And his tormentors brought him into this housing at times. I feel he re-energises up this level. But he doesn't belong in here. He doesn't belong in here, but he's housing himself in here. He killed an innocent man. He slaughtered an innocent man.
Apparently, Derek had sensed the presence of a spirit soldier upstairs in the joiner's workshop. But it seemed this entity was about to become much more active. As we continued to move around the expansive joiner's workshop, Derek felt he was getting a stronger connection to the spirit of the soldier.
Sam says he belongs outside. But he comes in here.
Is that just the wind that's making that noise at the back? Yes. Yeah, okay.
Do you know how long ago this was, Derek?
At the moment, I don't. At the moment, Phil, I'll just see what that energy, because he is aware, he's listening here. He tried to come to the back of me. And
What's the matter? What's the matter?
has he just received something?
Just came straight past my ear and actually clipped my ear as it came past.
I just felt something on my back. Then.
Yeah,
You're
honestly,
joking.
he's around. He's around here. His energy's here, I promise you. And, you know, who are you? Let's see your energy. Display it. Show it in lights if you wish. His energy's here, down here now. This one killed another person in uniform.
God, this is an eerie place. Is this not an eerie place
Yeah.
or what? You see now, I'm thinking, what about logic? Logic. It's a dark, scary place. It's very open plan. It's windy. You know, the roof is moving, everything's creaking, everything's making noises. You know, are we not just getting carried away? But you're saying there's definitely something here.
Oh, there's an energy of a man here. There's no two ways about it. He comes in and he's out and he
And
comes
Nick,
in.
you felt something, and
Yes,
Tom felt
it's
something.
quite
Tom,
physical.
you're very logical about everything, and you say you definitely felt something.
I definitely felt something on my back. I mean, if it was a draft, I'd say it felt like a gust on my coat.
Mm-hmm.
But in the middle of the room, I didn't feel it anywhere else on my body, so it was a
Right.
bit strange.
The joiner's workshop was a horrible place that affected us all, but above all, Derek.
Let's take the devil! Me!
Tom and myself to head back to the joiner's workshop, where he'd heard strange noises during Derek's walk around. To try and eliminate natural sounds from outside, Richard ensured that the door was closed.
I'd like to stop it.
Okay.
Used to give me help us with other noises.
What was that?
What was that?
What was that?
What was that?
Tell me what you heard.
I heard a sort of whistling noise that could have been the wind, but we didn't hear that last time we were in here.
Did you hear it, Tom?
Yeah, I did, yeah. Distant, though.
It's very windy outside. I'm scared.
Whilst we were exploring the joiner's workshop, Carl decided to conduct a solo vigil in the attic of the commissioner's house.
There's been a couple of noises heard up here, but I'm not really that convinced. That's where the girl has been seen a lot. But also there's cupboards through here where oh, there's an orb, I think. Wow, it's just got really cold. I mean really cold. Shit. Fuck. Right. Oh, fuck. Sorry. Okay. I've just heard a noise coming from this direction. I'm sure it's this direction. Right, okay. Is anyone here, by the way? What the fuck was that? Is anyone in here? Well, there's no one here.
That door, is it?
Sorry?
Is that still that door looking?
Yeah.
Yes, a bit. Not as bad, but it's still... The wind's now blowing on the large brick. What was...
Oh my God.
That wasn't nice. It was the wind. I'm sure it was the wind.
Oh, come off it. It didn't sound
But
like
it
the
was... Tell you what it sounded like. It actually sounded like shuffling footsteps.
It
If there was
sound
something
like
in
the
here.
wind to me. It sounded like something
That
was
is...
being
That is...
Shush. It sounded like something was being dragged across the floor.
The wind's now blowing on the large brick. What was...
Oh my God.
The wind's now blowing on the large brick. What was...
Oh my God.
Was it coming from over there?
Yeah,
It was coming from over there, yeah. So we just investigate. So put the torch on and see. There are leaves here.
If it was that,
There's no wind there.
well, the door is. I thought it was that brick being pushed.
I thought it was... No, I thought it was... Whatever it was a proper, like a drag.
It was.
Like a kind of... To me, it was like this. It was a... But not as loud as that.
It was that. And it came from this area here.
Is there anyone in this room with me? If there is, please try to show yourself to me. There's a lot of noise outside. Right, that came from here. Where's... If a mouse comes out of there, I'm going to run like buggery anyway. And the shells.
Fuck on. Sorry, is there a noise behind me?
Yeah, it is the wind. What was the ghost supposed to be in here, Phil?
Apparently there's an evil presence being seen in that corner down there. Just there. And it's like a dark figure, and it walks towards people. And needless to say that a lot of those people don't stay around to find out what it is.
So it's just a dark shadow.
Yeah.
And
But people sense that it's ominous presence.
yeah.
And they don't like... What's the matter with it?
Fuck, something... I swear to God.
Tom's there.
No, I heard a rustling and a shuffling sound behind me. I'm not joking.
If there is something in here, we ask you to show yourself. If there is some evil entity or presence in here now, we're not beating out the bush. We just ask you to manifest yourself in front of us now.
Shh, calm, calm.
Show yourself.
Is there anyone here with me? Please try to make a sound. Any sound. A noise. Shit. I can't hear where the sounds come. Is it in here? Are you in here with me? Please. I can't. The door just went shut. Oh. I really feel like something's here. It just scared me because the door shut. I can't hear where the sounds come. There are sounds up here, but I just can't pinpoint where they are.
I had been truly petrified in the joiner's workshop and couldn't wait to get out. Carl had clearly heard a number of noises in the attic. The wind was strong outside, and the Commissioner's house does have a lot of creaky cupboards and doors. But could these noises be dismissed, or was this paranormal activity? Already there'd been lots of audible activity, but the crew still weren't prepared for what would happen during the séance.
What's your name, Mother?
Carl had already heard some unusual noises in the attic, but there was still more waiting for him as he headed for the joiner's workshop.
So I heard a dragging. I'm sure I heard a dragging sound. Oh shit. I did hear a dragging sound. Right, we'll go and investigate it then. Left my cup of tea upstairs as well. Oh shit. Fuck! Where? What? Don't turn the torch on. Don't turn the torch on. So I missed a step on the bottom of the stairs and it started me panicking a little bit, I think. God, what is that? What the fuck is that? That's only just so I can see everything. So can you. That's what's making the banging sound here down here. There you go. I'm cute.
Wasn't sure what this noise was, but the wind could have rustled the leaves that we'd seen on the floor during the previous vigil. As Carl returned to the crew room, I suggested conducting a séance in the attic, where there's been lots of reported activity.
Right, try to imagine an energy, a light energy, going from your left-hand side all the way across your body and exiting your right hand to the next person to your right. And keep that energy flowing in a circle.
Is there anybody here in this room with us? Is there anybody here in this building that can hear my voice?
Please, if there's anyone there that wants to make contact, please try now. No matter who you are, no matter why you're here.
If there's anybody in this room with us, you know who we are, you know who I am. Give us some sign.
You all right, Derek? Who is with us?
Barney!
Barney.
Barney!
Oh, Barney! How old are you, Barney?
9.
You're 9?
9.
You're 9. What are you doing here, Barney? Why are you here?
He's cruel.
He's cruel?
She's cruel.
She's cruel. Who's cruel?
Lizzie.
Lizzie's cruel.
Yes.
Oh, do you know what your other name is, Barney? Have you got a last name?
Little. Little.
Little? Barney Little?
Yes.
And you're 9?
I'm 9.
What does she do to you?
She whips.
She whips you?
She whips. She's cruel. She's cruel.
Can you see the light, Barney?
Shortly after this, it seemed that the spirit of Barney had left Derek and the séance continued.
Take it out. Get it out. Take it out. There's a female here. A woman. She's the one. She's the one from earlier.
This is Lizzie.
Yes. She's here. Keep talking. Keep talking. Please continue.
Go on, Nick.
Yeah. If you're here, give us some sort of sign. We know that you're here. We've experienced you too many times before.
Bastard.
Who are you?
You.
Who are you? Who are you?
Fuck.
Tell me who you are.
You.
I don't want to know who you are.
You.
Forget it. You don't make sense.
What's your name, leper?
I'm asking you a question.
What's your name, leper?
Tell me your name, and I'll tell you my name.
Lizzie. Lizzie. Is your name Lizzie?
Yes.
Are we talking to Lizzie?
Yes.
You are trapped here, I presume, on this earth for some reason. Can we help you go?
I live here, you.
Do you want to stay here? Or do you want to go to the light?
Why not?
You like it here?
Why
Lizzie, are you frightened of going to purgatory? Are you frightened of judgment? Because if you are, you have no worry. You judge yourself. You are not judged by others.
Derek? Derek, come forward. Derek, come forward. Derek, come forward.
It appeared as if Derek had been possessed by an obnoxious entity. Although the crew had witnessed similar incidents with Derek on other investigations, this was one of the most active supposed possessions, and it was quite an intense experience. Tour host Samantha appeared to have picked up on this woman's evil deeds and was quite distraught.
You've been aware of it now. That whoever was here with us was the one that was responsible for Isabel and what happened to Isabel.
Who is Isabel, anyway?
She's one of the little girls that we know is resident in the house. But we've never been able to verify the cause of death, only that we know that she died here and passed over upstairs. We always thought in the nursery.
But now you, Sammy, you think that it's definitely this woman that did it? Yeah?
That's just the impression I get.
Yeah.
Spending 24 hours at Chatham Dockyard had been a spine-chilling experience for the whole crew. In addition to the amount of audible paranormal activity, Derek Acorah had apparently been possessed by a number of spirit entities throughout the night, with the most frightening of these being the foul-mouthed, aggressive Lizzie. I'd also been petrified on a vigil in the joiner's workshop, where we'd all heard strange noises.
When I arrived here, I realised that we got a site that was full of history. Gosh, and that means full of ghosts. So many famous people, so many famous events, so much loss of life here that it was bound to be a good place.
The area I find the most interesting is the joiner's workshop, especially concerning the evil presence on the top floor. And when we did a vigil there with Richard, Yvette and Tom, everybody got very, very scared. And I think, to be honest, it was mind over matter. It was very windy outside. That was making the doors bang, making the roof rattle. And I think that got to everybody quite a lot.
In the seance, the nasty soul in the form of a woman who was here at one point in time manifested herself within that circle. That I am glad more than any of the investigation to be out of me, and I wouldn't wish that again. That's got to be the worst yet.
What's your name, leper?
I'm asking you a question.
What's your name, leper?
Tell me your name.
It's turned out to be a night of possessions. Derek was possessed, but the thing I can't understand is that he tends not, for some reason, to be coming up with the people that we know haunt the place.
Has he just received something?
Just came straight past my ear, actually clipped my ear as it came past.
I just felt something on my back then.
Yeah,
You're
honestly, he's around. He's around here.
During Derek's walk around, both Nick and Tom experienced something at apparently the same time. Nick feels something go past his ear, and Tom feels maybe a draft or something on his back. Now, there could be perfectly normal explanations for this. For example, a moth going past Nick's ear, and maybe it was a draft simply that Tom was feeling.
His energy's here, down here now.
What's worth noting, though, is Derek's interpretation of these. Straight away, he says, yes, these are the spirits causing these effects. And, of course, that's just one interpretation of many possible interpretations.
Brothers, bastard.
One of the most striking things to take place during this investigation is Derek's apparent possession. Now, there are three possible explanations of what could be going on here. One is that he really is getting possessed. The second possibility is that he's simply play-acting for the cameras. And the third possibility is that he really does believe he's getting possessed, but there's some perhaps more conventional psychological explanation for what's going on. What I find of perhaps more concern is that these apparent possessions are taking place more often, and other members of the crew are also becoming concerned for Derek's well-being. And we can see that no matter what the explanation is for these possessions, whether it's paranormal or not, that it takes a lot out of Derek. Now, what would be worth exploring is why it seems to be happening more often.
Chatham Historical Dockyard was an eerie location, and it's a night that won't easily be forgotten. But had we really encountered the supernatural? You decide. Until next time, sleep tight.
It's plastic surgery.